Hello, Goddess, and welcome to your Twin Flame Tuesday, the in-between the holidays video here, just before we ring in the new year. I took Super Sign Sunday off, and I have a pretty kitty girl who, would you believe, she didn't used to like to cuddle, and now she insists on cuddle time, and so she got to have mommy for Christmas Day yesterday. A cup of tea. And for those new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rochelle Richard, and I am the founder here at Empowerment Experiences, where we look for and we find our power all along this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey. And for so many of us here, we are awakening to also find ourselves also on a twin flame journey. Myself having been included on that. I was already a self-love empowerment coach before discovering that revelation. However, that only made it this much easier. It's still very challenging to be on this twin flame journey. However, it is exceedingly comforting to know that a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey. On steroids, you could say, I like to say. But the purpose of your twin flame journey, especially if you are in separation with your counterpart, is for you to be learning to love yourself, for you to be looking for and finding your power through learning to love that which is yourself. Yet here we are on this twin flame journey that can, yes, feel exceedingly excruciating at times. And I'm here to tell you too, sister, that if you do not heal, if you refuse to do the work, if you resist it, then those wounds will just grow bigger and become more amplified, and that infection that's in them, that toxicity, that cancer in them will only grow as well. We just had an experience of a masculine finding his way into the Goddess tribe on Telegram, and he brought so much venom for the feminine that I couldn't even read all of his messages. And I knew, because of how I was feeling with his energy and having already been reached out to by other goddesses in the group, I knew he needed to be removed. Because here's the thing about the Goddess tribe, Goddess, is it is a safe space for goddesses, for divine feminines. Okay? I know for certain there are several very empowered divine masculines leading other masculines into their power. And this is where we are right now because of the corrupted relationship, the corrupted templates that relationships have come to be, the corrupted templates of love and self-worth and what masculine is, what feminine, all of these things. We're here, we have to do this work. And this is why we experience that separation period, why it's so vital to this journey, this twin flame journey. Because you have to be stepping into your power. Otherwise, again, that, for me, it took a moment of, do I just remove this person from the group? You know, I had to go through some things within myself and really acknowledge what a sacred space the Rise and Thrive tribe is to me, and how I desire it to be to you as well. You don't have to show up every day in the group. However, to know that you have sisters who are sharing in this journey with you, where for the most part, we've all come to discover that unless someone is on that twin flame journey with you, they are not going to get it, are they? So this group definitely is that safe space for you, Goddess. It very much is that safe space for you. With that, I will link the free Goddess tribe it's on Telegram. It's my favorite messaging app. I've been using it for years. It's where I do my paid coaching on, because it is, again, a highly reliable platform. I was one of those that twice, when Facebook and Instagram, they had outages or whatever, my stuff was both times one of those. So I couldn't, I needed something more reliable. And I'm here to tell you, I have yet to have a real issue with Telegram not being reliable for me. So with that, come find your sisters. All right, and tomorrow, I'm super excited tomorrow, which will be yesterday on Twin Flame Tuesday when you hear this video. I'm recording this Sunday evening. I'm in such a space. I'm like, ooh, I'm ready to do this. So Monday, which would be yesterday, we start the 17-day Self-Love Empowerment Challenge together. It does not mean that you cannot start yours at any time, starting with day one. We're gonna keep going through it together over and over and over in this group for many reasons. One, to really truly integrate the empowerment that's in this challenge. In addition to having a look at the checklist, the confirmation checklist of your twin flames, I'll touch a little bit on that. But really, again, the twin flame journey is fully anchored to your self-love empowerment journey, right? So that is, as a self-love empowerment coach, is what I know my mission is. However, it was being led into this arena of twin flames and discovering how disempowering this realm can be. Holy moly, right? So much contradiction, constantly holding on to your counterpart, feeling like you have no power because they won't come back to you, they're not doing the work, life isn't going how you want it. Oh, I get it, sister. Cheers, right? Cheers. But that is why we are all here, is because we are choosing intentionally to do this work. Because we certainly don't want to continue to allow for that infection, that anger, frustration, regret, resentment, all of those lower vibrational infectious things within us to consume us. I mean, like I said, we all, I feel what I may do in the Goddess tribe is we'll just all ask, to send some, healing energy to that masculine, that he did have to be banned from the group. It was excruciating how much venom he spewed at the feminine when he came into that group. And like I said, it's my group. I was led to create it, and therefore I am charged with keeping it sacred and providing that safe space for each and every one of you. So with that, exciting times, aren't we, in Goddess? Exciting times. So with this Twin Flame Tuesday, with it clear and evident that the masculines, so many of the masculines are staying stuck seemingly in their pain, right? And we've been watching this lately with the masculines choosing this pain cycle path. Why? Because the pain of changing was not yet greater than the pain of staying the same. Whereas for you, Divine Feminine, you're like, fuck this shit. I'm so tired of this comfort zone. This isn't comfortable for me. I am ready to create different for myself. I am ready to feel empowered in my life. I'm ready to feel that love that I crave from him, but know that I must create and cultivate within myself first, for myself. Right? So it was all too evident with this masculine today coming into the group. And it's not at all that I am not supportive of our masculines. However, it is knowing what my mission is, where my energy is being called to serve. And that is you, dear Goddess, because there are going to be a lot of feminines who have traumatic pasts as well that we are healing through. And that's one thing too, is that there won't be any masculines in my closed containers. My page groups, it's all divine feminines, Okay? So with that, for this Twin Flame Tuesday, knowing that our masculines are in such pain cycles right now, just feeling so blame blameful towards the divine the divine feminines, we've got to do it different. And one of the things that I know that we have tended to do, especially as empathic feminines, right? We make excuses for them. We allow for their hostility. We justify their hurtful words that they spew at us. And so what happens? The cycles continue. This is why something that I have seen in the divine feminines and the twin flame connections is that empath narcissist dynamic, because narcissism is so programmed in the human collective that of course the counterparts are going to be embodiments of these energies. And we as empaths at one point in time or another have all been transient energy vampires. And a transient energy vampire is one who is only temporarily an energy vampire. It is not someone who is inherently, meaning you aren't born that way. However, you are a product of a toxic environment. And when you are ill-equipped in practices and techniques and even just awareness of your gifts, of your sensitivities, then yes, indeed, you do become a, quote, victim to your environment, and therefore an empath so easily becomes a narcissist or other type of energy vampire, because a narcissist is a type of energy vampire. So now it's time for you, dear goddess, to, again, make different choices. Make the hard ones. The ones where you're afraid, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get judged, or oh my gosh, they're gonna come back and believe me for a moment, oh my goodness, what's he gonna do? He's gonna go and report my pages, or what retaliation, what retaliatory energy might come from this, right? That punishing, that persecution energy. Yet if we do not stand up and be that change, make that change, act on that change, then nothing will ever change. And we're here to fucking change shit. Yeah, sentence enhancer required right there, sister. Because this is a soul's adventure. I know the ego doesn't see it. My ego doesn't see it lately like that either. I mean, what am I saying lately? What am I, right? The ego is like, wait a minute. The adventure is only right here where I say. And it has to go how I want it to go. Can't do anything different because it might go bad. Gotta keep doing the same thing because at least I know what the result's gonna be. Because it might be worse if I do something different. But really, it might be 100 times better if you do something different, and that's what we're being asked to do. Right now, these masculines, and like I said, having that come into the tribe, these masculines right now are really in their pain cycles. And I mean, you, goddess, you know this place. You've been there. Where some of the deepest, darkest, most excruciating pains within you has risen to the surface, and maybe for a moment you're like, wow, where is this coming from? I don't know where this is coming from, and yet I'm so angry, and I feel so resentful, and I'm so angry. Did you know, goddess, that anger is oftentimes grief that had nowhere else to go? This is why I encourage you so much to find healthy means of expressing your anger so you can get it out. Because I'm telling you, so often you will find when you begin to allow it to be expressed, that anger turns to tears, turns to regret, turns to guilt, sadness. Let it out. It's not yours to carry anymore. Because here's the thing, as you let those things out, those things are the very things that have been keeping you bonded to your old cycles, your old habits of allowing for toxic behavior to take place. And in every single twin flame connection that I have come in contact with, both those who are gurus that I follow, which is a very, very short list after having my experience in this twin flame community, it's a very short list. However, every single one has had this dynamic of the empath narcissist or that empath energy vampire, because it's about strengthening our skills. It's not, remember, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Okay? And a huge piece of that is about letting go by way of saying, I will not tolerate this anymore. I am going to make a different choice and say no more. It's a privilege, not a right. I don't care what label you bear. And this is why in my 17-day challenge, the very first practice, the very first facet we touch on after you get the checklist is detachment. Is beginning to release that chokehold that you have on this idea, this vision, this person, this label, all of these they're all attachments. They're all little attachments that creates this big attachment. And we go and we sever all of these things and we say, wait a minute, I don't need to have this physical attachment because we're energetically connected. And that's what we do. That's what we're being asked to do. Right? So it's time to take an adventure and allow for an adventure and make different choices so you get different results. Especially, again, with this toxicity, we have to be letting it go. We have to be allowing it to go, especially from the divine masculine or in any masculine in your life, goddess. Any masculine in your life, period. Not just your divine counterpart, but period, because that's going to mirror in your connection as well, because that is showing you the depth to which you love yourself, is by way of what boundaries you have, what you're willing to do to say, oh no, this is not allowed. That's why the moment I stepped a little bit into that conversation with this energy that was in the group, I said, oh, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And I officially have learned how to ban people from the tribe on Telegram, because I'm sure there's going to be more of these challenges, right? More of these opportunities for growth for each goddess to be able to go, ooh, okay, and me to point out and say, this is unhealthy, this is not allowed in this group. Boundaries. We are not available in the goddess tribe. We are no longer available for masculines to come in and spew their venom at the feminine because they're not healing themselves. I do not recall how many years he'd been searching or with this person or on this trip, but wow, the words he was using to call her and everything else. I love my sentence enhancers. I'll drop, fuck that shit and all that shit and that's my shit and fucking bullshit kind of crap. But I'm here to tell you right now, you start spewing that directly at someone, especially in the group and at a specific energy, which was at all the feminines in the group. Not gonna do it. Not permitted. You either show up or get out. So I'm a little fired up, if you cannot tell, by this whole thing. It was awesome, in the sense of giving me that opportunity to, reiterate to the goddesses in the tribe that this is a safe space. This will not be permitted. It is my intention to allow for each of you to, find camaraderie, find comfort in a different way among sisters who are also sharing in this journey, right? So, clearly right now we all need to dance. I know right after this, I'm definitely going to be putting on some music and moving a little bit. I want to do a little bit more cleaning and purging in my house and organizing, right? But this is the thing, is after you have that interaction with that toxicity, right? After you have had any contact with any sort of energy vampire in your life, no matter how it comes, be it an environment, a person, a song, whatever that is, you are the catalyst. you are the one that can and needs to clear that energy from yourself, right? To cleanse that. You know, I was already I was in a great space. I was cuddling, because cats are very animals. Animals are very transmuting, they're transmuters. That's the word I'm looking for. They are very much transmuters of energy. So just being around, especially, you know, when they're purring and things like that, or just being in that energy is definitely a catalyst for transmuting that any negative energy. And of course, that's why I came to record the video, because I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling good. I'm a little fired up in a good way. Let's do this Twin Flame Tuesday. Yes. So, but dance, move, right? Clear that energy so that it doesn't attach to you, right? You're already clearing, you're already in this space. Oh my gosh, we have so much blue right now. This is gorgeous. So innocence, right? Taking time to play, dance, play, right? This is where we are. This is where you're finding your power, is again, transcending these lower vibrational spaces. And this means to have those boundaries and to act on them. I wasn't unprepared for this event in the tribe. I knew it was inevitable. It's a public group. We're always going to be tested in some way, shape, or form. But that's the key, is how are you going to respond? So it's all about now raising that vibration after we've had that toxicity, after you have had that interaction. Dance, play, have fun, do anything, be in any environment or be participatory in any activity that empowers you to feel better. The good old giver's list, which the giver's list is also in the 17-day self-love empowerment challenge. And I talk about that in there. I'm super excited to be doing this with all of you. And there is a perpetual giveaway also, which I am currently acquiring. I have definitely another, or I have aside from the prizes, the gifts, I don't like the word prizes, the gifts that I'm giving away of coaching sessions and essential oils. I also have another goddess on board who is giving away energy sessions to, diagnose which of her energy infused, essential oil infused products will best serve you. And then that, number one, the most important one for you, is a gift as well to you. So I'm super stoked. More details to come on her. Her name is Gina. So that's coming, but we're gonna be doing this all together. The drawings are held quarterly, and it's again an ongoing. You just accrue entries through accountability activities. And all of that, we're gonna get into all of that. And it's also in the challenge emails themselves. Because it is about bringing that balance back into this world. We have the masculine that's so wounded and angry at the feminine. We have so much feminine energy that's angry at the masculine. And what that really is reflecting is the imbalance within ourselves, right? Is the being more nurturing, more in your feminine energy with yourself. Not being so demanding, right? Let yourself have fun. Let yourself dance. I mean, right now what I'm seeing in my mind is a wife cleaning her house, just dancing, has the music on, and the love of her life comes in and is just watching her, enjoying herself, cleaning her space. It's not a chore, it's a joy. She's in that positive energy space. And so she's got the music going and she's singing, and she's at the kitchen doing the dishes and mopping the floor, and she's singing and dancing, and he's just watching her with so much admiration and love, feeling so blessed that he gets to share in all of that beautiful energy from her. And of course he decides to join in all the fun, right? And is singing and dancing, just grabs her by the arm and starts twirling her around the kitchen. But you got to let him lead. You got to know when to lead, when to follow, right? But that's just it, is right now the feminines are being asked to lead. Lead by saying enough is enough. And no more toxic behaviors. It's over, boys. We're done. And we're going to go over here and we're going to transmute all of that you got over there, honey bunny. We're going to go, this is why the goddess parties, right? This is why, again, getting together with sister goddesses who are also in this state of desiring to raise their vibration. Because all of that toxicity, all of that will just fall away. And balance will be restored, is being restored within you, in your connection, and in this world. It's many layered and multifaceted. Do these, I was about to say, do these beloved unicorns have anything? Ooh, well, right there. This is what we're doing here, integrating that shadow aspect, right? Being very aware of where toxicity may still, may reside within you. And allowing for that to be released. Allowing for those wounds to be healed. And honoring the truth that there can be no light without the dark. That it is in the dark that we truly find and shine our light. And with that, my question is, how, aside from, of course, illuminating these shadows and being ready to step into that power and say, no more, like I did with this gentleman, he got the boot. He got the boot. He's what we would have called, in my line of work back in the day when I was at the escort agency, because that's where I started. I didn't go straight to being a pimped out, drug addicted prostitute. I started as a higher class prostitute, as an escort. And we always had a code. We had a code that when we would call in and check in, we would say, oh, everything's fine, it's all good, it's all great. Obviously, everything would be fine. However, if we said to our phone operator that he's a perfect gentleman, that was code for get me the fuck out of here, because it's a dangerous situation. Have I used that before? You better believe I've had to use that before. Right? So it's really allowing yourself to recognize that it is your responsibility to honor your sacred energy, your sacred space, just as for me as a leader of this group, as a leader of all of my clients and such, that it is my responsibility to maintain a safe environment, meaning one where hostile energies are not making their way in and, wreaking havoc. So, with that, how may we be shining our lights just a little bit brighter during this great purge of the masculine, shall we say? Well, this is what we have. Oh my. What did I just say? Boundaries. That would be why it's the only card, too. Because it's that important. Because Goddess, you must be creating these boundaries and you must be implementing them. Because it does you nothing to clarify your boundaries, to say, oh, I'm not gonna take any more, but then you keep allowing it. There's a quote that came to me, and remember, I'm a former pimped out, drug addicted prostitute, raped, gang raped, assaulted, and the majority of that was before I ever became a prostitute. That was part of why I did. And it was this quote that hit me when I first became a coach, that it is not a choice to become a victim. I mean, we don't wake up one day and say, ooh, I'd like to be victimized today, now do we? No. However, once you become aware that you are a victim, it is a choice to stay one. So the entire quote in its entirety is, it is not a choice to become a victim. It is a choice to stay one. This is why boundaries are so vital, because boundaries are the very thing that really assists with that shifting out of that victim mentality of continuing to be a victim, saying, I love me more, and therefore you in your unhealed state do not get to be this way with me. I will not allow you to treat me this way. I love me more. We even have boundaries in the 17-day self-love empowerment challenge. I'm telling you, goddess, that is where you want to be, is doing that challenge with the goddesses and me. I love it, love it, love it. And with that, because our masculines are in such seeming dire straits with their pain cycles, such that many of them are spewing that venom. They're angry because they're pushing away having to own up to their role in the pain that they've created in their own lives and in this world. And that's the most challenging. This is why I do say to you, goddess, that the greatest Goliath you will ever face is the one in yourself. To have to see the role that you have played in everything that happened in your life, because it did. And of course, your role contributing to the greater whole. So with that, this message from the divine masculine energy, not specifically your third dimension masculine, one who is flailing in his pain cycles, just as you have, right? We are asking how we can support the divine masculine while still being in each our own journeys, right? In each our own space. How can we, from this distance, as we continue forward healing ourselves, how can we be supportive energetically for the divine masculine? Wow. Protection. I don't know if I've ever had this card come out of this deck before. Protect yourself. Protect your energy. Protect your personal space. Goddess, I am just floored right now in such a beautiful way. Protection, boundaries. Because right now, with what is being purged, well, your kindness could be perceived as a weakness, undoubtedly. And so it is about that discernment and saying, you know, I send this divine masculine, I send this masculine healing energy for his journey. However, he is not welcome in the goddess tribe. You see, boundaries. Boundaries. Because we must be protecting our energy right now. We must be protecting our sacred spaces. Just as you would be protecting your sacred connection with your divine masculine, correct? That is exactly what is being asked for at this time. Is protection. Wow. Any more from the holy moly. Wow. We have a bit. Oh, wow. So we have that protection, refuge, right? You know, keeping that energy, keeping your musings, your knowings, keeping things under wraps, right? This is why I've gotten quiet about my connection more so. In fact, the only place that it gets discussed is in what is my EWR pass with the client that's in that currently. Because it's sacred. It requires protecting. So be taking that refuge, because that refuge is the very thing that is the path to purifying you. Cleansing out this toxic energy that's being sent you, that is surrounding you, that's being purged in the collective right now. Because we are on the path to enlightenment, all of us, to reconnecting with our magic, one by one by one. Not just the twin flames, but all of humanity. But this is why it is so important that we are the ones that cultivate this change and say, I will not tolerate that anymore. Even the masculine is telling you, divine feminine, to protect yourself, to really clarify these boundaries and implement them. Okay? Oh, yeah. This, I'm just saying. With that, let's just see here. Protection. And it's screaming in my mind, just so you know, I did see 222 when I first started recording. I didn't call it out. And right now that is screaming in my head. And I'm going to tell you right now, the very first thing that states is keep the faith, trust the journey. Right? Let me see here for us. Oh, angel numbers. Boom. 222, we have keep the faith, trust, you're on the right track. Believe in yourself and your purpose. Ooh, usually appears in moments of doubt, difficulties, or depression. Well, I would certainly conclude that the divine masculine is indeed in extreme bouts of depression, feeling totally disempowered, feeling completely depressed in terms of him feeling empowered, feeling illuminated, feeling as though he's allowed to be who he wants to be, to make the choices that he wants to choose. Oh my, I swear, I was just shuffling. I literally just pulled the 222 number out of the bag. I was just sitting here talking, doing this. Just doing this. Oh my goodness, right now. I don't think I've ever had that happen. That is so cool. Oh my goodness. Well, with that, shall we? One more here. What is this? Angel number. And this angel number has been so prevalent lately. In my experience, 3333. Let's just see. There it is, 3333. Growing pains. Oh my goodness. Growing pains, ascended master. Oh my goodness. Be aware of the evil forces that seek to dim your light. I knew this. Wow. Therefore, protection, boundaries right now, again, as I've mentioned, we are in the midst of the greatest exorcism ever to take place in this realm, in this dimension, on this planet. Okay? And you better believe that energy is definitely going to, be very adamant, very vindictive, very much so, very destructive, very determined at wreaking what havoc it can before it is fully cast out. And this is where we are right now. This is why Goddess being ready, willing, and able to act on those boundaries when someone crosses them and you say, I will not stand for this. And trust that the universe has your back in that. Because you see, the self-love empowerment journey, the spiritual awakening journey, the journey of ascension, being a light worker is not all rainbows and butterflies. Far from it. Far from it. Rather, it is all things this realm and beyond, isn't it? So with that, this is what I feel. These are what I feel are the two most important cards in today's Twin Flame Tuesday. Boundaries, 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 goddess. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And there's a reason why I just said that 3 times fast. Years and years and years ago, shortly before I ever moved out to Arizona, I was in Kansas City, and I had a friend at the time, and we started this whole drama-free thing. You know, Mary J. Blige and all, no more drama. And we had a thing where we'd say bubbles, 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 with the intention that as we declare bubbles, 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 all the drama, all the negativity, all the crap that isn't ours to carry just floats away in bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Right? Boundaries, 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 goddess. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Because boundaries, you have every right to protect yourself. You have every right to protect your body autonomy. You have every right to protect your energy, to protect your divine nature that you have been charged with. You are the one who is in charge of you. Nobody else, unless you allow them that. We are in the greatest rise and thrive experience humanity has ever known. Welcome to it, goddess. You're part of it. You are part of the ground crew. And with that, I invite you to, one, come to the Rise and Thrive Goddess Tribe on Telegram. I do have a Healing Twin Flames Telegram channel that I just kind of post all of my stuff on, so you can, get up to date, keep up to date there. Also, we are starting, as I mentioned, we're starting the 17-day Self-Love Empowerment Challenge together with the Perpetual Giveaway. And we're all going to be putting all of our entries. I'm even going to be posting my accountability activities in the tribe, okay? Leading by example here, right, goddess? Okay, so with that, come join the tribe. Be sure you're signed up for the challenge. I am going live on Instagram, here on YouTube, now I am. And for some reason, even though on YouTube here, when I set the live stream to public, it auto defaults to private after it's done. I'm not quite sure why that is. I've done research and it doesn't give me yet a solution to that. So with that, catch it live on YouTube. It may take a moment for me to, I can only change it on the desktop. I've checked all of my devices. It won't let me change a live stream to public. It's very bizarre. But I'm new at the YouTube streaming thing, so we go as we grow. We grow as we go, right? We go as we grow. Exactly, both ways. So with that, live on Instagram, live on YouTube, and I'm also going to be going live on my Facebook page, my business page, just to get the word out and encourage everybody to come join us in the Goddess Tribe on Telegram. Facebook is my least favorite platform, really, quite honestly, and I just really am doing it as I'm called to spread the word. But my actual engagement and place I like to be is Instagram, YouTube, and of course, my favorite, on Telegram. With that, goddess, those necessary links are going to be down below. If you are really just looking for an opportunity to experience my coaching by way of you really knowing that I can assist you with finding your power where you are, because I can, you can certainly book a single session. I still keep a few sessions open each month, although I'm more focused on group activities these days. My Empowered with Rochelle All Access Pass. You can, again, book a single session with me at IamEmpowered.as.me. And of course, you can learn about all the ways I can serve you at empowermentexperiences.com. So with that, dear goddess, I look forward to further sharing in this journey with you and reminding you that the power to protect yourself, the power to rise and thrive, the power to create the life you desire, the power to clarify and actually implement these boundaries, it is in you. Fuck the fear. The power, it's in your hands, because it has always been inside you. Namaste.